Oh, my boss. Okay, let's build the Jetpack Compose login screen as fast as possible, and I'll explain it using the non-coding terms. So we have started in a very fun way that our coding interface already has some code. This is weird, but it is okay because each and every project that is using the Jetpack Compose Kotlin framework is going to contain this kind of code. So you have to bear with it. But basically, this is representing our real device, but this one is just a preview on the side. So today we are going to focus entirely on the preview, uh, so that we can move something like that. So as you can see, I've already called the text composable function. This is an inbuilt text composable that helps us to display text on the screen, as you can see on the right side. So I've called it in the preview and also in our final mobile application. So what we are going to do, we want to create our own composable so that we can use it instead of using this plain text function. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to create our own composable. So we are going to say composable login app, and we declare some variables, probably the username, and we remember its mutable state. Okay, so we are going to copy this same very code and we paste it on the next line. Okay, and we change username to be password. So we are declaring some variables to store our values. Okay, probably when you type on the screen your password and username, it has to be of course stored in a certain variable, in a certain piece of memory. So first we need variables to hold the text. In Python you declare a variable with an input function. In Android we use remember mutable state of, so that the app doesn't forget what you type when the screen updates. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to talk about is the layout and title. Okay, layout and title. So the layout that we are going to use, we are going to use the column layout, and in the column layout we are going to add this text of ours. We are going to copy this kitty text and we put it this text of ours, and we put it in our column in our composable function that we are using, layout, in our column layout. The column layout to arrange things vertically. So as you can see, it means that I can remove this text from our preview and also probably in our main activity class, and use our newly created login composable. So login app, I can also use it app safely, nothing's going to happen to me. So I can say login. Okay, as simple as that. So we're going to see that there is no difference. Even if it is loading, it is going to bring out the same output because we have called it a text inside another composable. That is very okay. So what I'm going to do is to make our screen to look like a screen. Okay, I'm going to come to this column layout and I say modifier dot fill max size. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do to just make this thing look like a normal screen. Okay, so as you can see, Hello Kitty is now at the very top, so probably we need our text. As you can see in the final project, final output, everything is in the middle. So what we are going to do is to align our items vertically. So arrange, we are going to say arrange, okay, vertical alignment, vertical arrangement to be equal to say align, horizontal alignment is equal to alignment the center horizontally. Then also let me put this on the next line so that everything is properly visible. Then I'll say comma vertical, probably vertical arrangement is equal to arrangement dot center. So you can see we have centered our elements both vertically and horizontally. This is very okay. So if I reduce on the screen, as you can see, this is our screen. You can see a tiny black text in the middle. That's because we have centered our things both horizontally and vertically. So I'm very sorry for my microphone if it is making your ears not okay. That is very normal. It means that your ears are very sensitive. So the next thing that we are going to do, this is our layout. We are just going to change this to be login here. Login here. And then we are going to set the style, increase on its font style. Say style. Style is equal to material theme dot typography then dot headline medium. Okay, so this is what we are going to do, make our things as simple as possible. So the next thing that we are going to add after login here is what we call a text field. A text field accepts what? Input. Okay, so we are going to do, we are going to add a text field. Okay, in this text field we have to put in a value. A value should be equal to user name. Okay, username is empty. Remember, we declared it up. So remember, on a login screen you just need a username and a password so that you can log in, and a button of course to click and log in. Okay, so on value change is going to be the username, probably that has been changed to be equal to it. Okay, then we are going to have a label which is going to be equal to something, a text. We are going to put in something to represent. So we are going to say this is username. This field is for the username. But this English is readable, so you just need to press and you get it. So using, that's it. So as it is loading to show username inside here, because it is just a label, as you can see it is empty, but when it loads you're going to see username, the username label inside here. So let me increase on the size a little bit so that we can see things properly. So as you can see, the username has appeared. So I'm going to copy the same text field and indicate for the password. Okay, for the password. So I just need to change whenever there is username and I say password. So I'm going to also change here and say password. Inside here to represent the label is password. So as changes are loading, remember we add two text fields. On value change updates our variables on every keystroke that you type on the keyboard on your phone. So to hide the password, we are going to add another property. Okay, so another property that is we are going to add after the label. I can say comma and click enter so that I can add this property on the next line. So I'm going to say visual transformation to be equal to password visual transformation. So this one probably visual transformation to be equal to password visual transformation. Okay, so as I said, let me put it on the next line so that everything is, we can see everything as we need. So that I'm going to this button. Okay, button. So I'm going to put an event handler, so it is going to click. So whenever you click this button, something is going to happen inside these curly braces. Whenever you see curly braces, it means that there is a block of code that you can add to it. So that is very simple, but the buttons here are empty, so I'm going to set text and some label. As you can see, it is blue but empty. On the right, it is blue but empty. So what we are going to do, we are going to put text, and then we say this is a login. Okay, in quotes. Okay, in quotes, login button. As you can see, probably our login screen is ready. We just need to design and add more designs so that things can be properly what. As you can see, what I can do here is basically to, after the on click property, I can add another property, basically the modifier dot fill max size, fill max width, so that it can stretch up to the end. So I can do the same thing on the password. So I can just say comma after the password visual transformation property. As you can see, the button on the right, look at the button on the right, it has stretched and it is touching the edges, okay, of our column. What? This is our column. So as it is touching here, that is not good. We need to add some padding, okay. But let us first stretch the password as well, so that modifier, probably here you have to specify the modifier property. Modifier is equal to modifier. So this is only when it will work. You don't just say modifier. So I'm going to add the same property on our next modifier, fill max width. So what I'm going to do, these things are going to stretch, but they are going to touch the edges of our column layout. So what we are going to do, we are going to go to our column layout, and we add a simple padding. We are going to add something on this. As you can see, on the right, here on the username, it is touching the edges of our column layout. So we are going to set dot padding to be 16 dp. Okay, so that's all. So the next thing is to add some spaces between the login, as you can see, things are stacked together. Okay, so you're going to add a spacer element. Spacer is also another combo. So spacer, probably we begin with capital letters. Spacer, and say modifier dot height to be equal to something between the text and the between the username field and the login. Here we can add something like 30 dot dp. Okay, that's all. So also we can attach it to text, so that it belongs to text. Then after the text field, you can add some space, which is 16, not too big, 16 dp. Then at the end, we can add something like 24 dp. Before you reach the button, we can add something like 24 dp. So these different values representing all the phrases that you use. So probably we have finished our login screen. It is just loading. So what we need is to update our preview. As you can see, I've already put the login, and that's all you need to do to develop this kind of application. So as you can see, that's all. Okay, alright, finish it with a standard button. Drop your backend logic probably here, that when someone clicks, what happens. Okay, we shall leave that for today. We shall do it next time. Probably thank you guys for watching. If my sound was weird, it is okay. It is very normal. Your ears are the ones which are sensitive. But probably I'll get another microphone, and we shall adjust on this each and every single time. Thank you, Ashe.